Ladies and gentlemen, we are using social media as a sledgehammer to bash people around. Let's not do that, shall we? Let's talk some more about it. My name's Jason and I started the Human Impact YouTube channel so that I can share, highlight and showcase the impact that we have on ourselves through our actions and the impact that we have on others by, quite frankly, either not giving a toss or not being aware. So that's what I want to share through this channel. And then you can make some better choices or continue to be an utter prick. Up to you. So anyway, something that's been on my mind over the past few days, stroke forever, is around how we use social media. Just imagine, just dream with me for a second. Just imagine this beautiful space where we all lift each other up, where we're showcasing really nice things about each other, where we're all being nicely communicative. Is that the right word? Where we're just being really positive. Just imagine that. Just imagine that for a second. But alas, oh no. I don't know, have any of you seen Adolescence on Netflix? Loads of stuff there, the cyberbullying, the Andrew Tate stuff that's going on about toxic masculinity. This is not new news, people. This isn't new news, right? Everybody's banging on about this as if it's just something that has just freaking happened. 10 years ago, there was the most incredible documentary out there. It was like The Mask You Live In. And it was basically about young boys watching too much porn. That then shapes how they see women. That there's also these young boys that are being dragged into gangs, and that's caused all this hate and rage that is turning into mass shootings. Recently, you can talk about the fact that these young boys are going into county lines, gangs, that they're being lured in by nice trainers because they don't have that at home. This isn't new news, everybody. Even the stuff in 2015 was from a decade before that, leading into it. So this is 20 years old, but yet we are doing nothing about it. There is so much that is happening, the toxicity of these social platforms, and we're doing it to ourselves. Let's just sink, I want that to sink in for a second here. We keep on talking about the same stuff, and yet we do nothing about it. We're all sat there on like the hill of amazingness and like the moral mountains, but yet we're all like bashing everything with these social media sledgehammers, bashing people, hate and rage and bullying and using it. We're doing this. We are creating polarization for commercial gain. And this has been going on for a long time. There's so many people out there that are getting all bent out of shape about segregation this and segregation that, but we are doing it to ourselves. Just imagine if every single person on social media wasn't an arsehole, wasn't a bully, wasn't toxic, wasn't trying to trash people, wasn't going down the road of reputational savagery, and was using it for nice things. Just imagine that. Just imagine what would stop. We're always talking about the same things, but yet we are doing nothing about it.
God, help me. Help me, Rod. Help me. Help you. Help me. Help you. Help me. Help you.
And all it takes is for everybody out there to just not be an arsehole. It's a bit like littering. Nobody's doing it, but there's a ton of it that's out there. We see this, I live up in North Wales, and there's litter and barbecues, disposable barbecues, and everyone's like, oh, it isn't me, but somebody's doing it. There's a lot more people doing it than we would want to actually admit, all right? Now, some things happen by accident. Sometimes you might put something in the side of your rucksack and it falls out, or it's in the pram, or it's in your bag, or something and it falls out, right? Accidents happen. And it's the same with social media. Sometimes you might snap react, but then you can go back in and you can apologize, delete the comment. But oh no, nobody's doing it, but everybody. I don't know, everybody. I've been guilty of it. I've been guilty of snap reacting, but now I am more conscious aware, being on the flip side of this stuff, and I freaking promise you, you do not want to be on the wrong side of this stuff, because it is nasty. It is nasty and it is freaking horrible. Absolutely horrible. Not just for the people it happened to, all the loved ones that happen to listen to this shite as well. But that is what is going on. There is too much of it happening. This isn't new news, everybody, and it's not even fake news. This is real news that has been going on for a very long time, and it is getting worse. So let's just freaking stop doing it. Right? It is ruining the younger generation. It is ruining young girls who can't measure themselves up to the perception of what others. It's ruining young boys. It's pushing that young males towards the Andrew Tates of the world and their performative masculinity to try and drive sales or whatever it is in their direction. It's reputational savagery without thinking about things. We are doing it, so we just need to stop. It's not freaking hard, is it? Just don't do it. I don't even know how to explain it. Just don't fucking do it. Just think, am I doing this for my own gain? How is it going to be received on the other end? There's a human being there, and what happens if it happened to me? What happens if my son or daughter made a mistake, made an error, something happened outside of their control, and suddenly the weight of the world's media came bearing down upon them, fueled by lies and misinformation, and then you had to read that stuff? How would you feel? Probably you don't want it, all right? So don't fuel it up yourselves. Let's stop using social media as a hammer, as a sledgehammer, for bashing other people, because that is what we are doing. Collectively, we have to take a level of responsibility for this. Call it out. You know, people aren't going to do it. You know, call it out, report it, or whatever it is. But it all starts with people just starting to be nicer to each other. And that's all. It's not the hardest ask, is it? Just don't be an arsehole. And I've got this unscientific study where I have got the evidence that unscientific evidence, to tell you what percentage of people in society are just plain out and out arseholes. I'll save that for another video, which is more reason why you should subscribe, because these freaking nuggets are gonna keep on coming. That's it for now. Be kind to each other. Hit subscribe and like. Let me know in the comments if you disagree in a constructive way, because I am taking a zero tolerance to bullying and hate. So let's not go down that road, shall we? Anyway, see you on the flip side. Toodaloo.